It is the derby on Tayside. Dundee against Dundee United. Full live commentary with Billy Dodds, Craig Levine and Thomas Duncan.
Thanks, Richard. What a way to finish the fourth round of the Scottish Cup. Always a fantastic weekend, a real highlight of the Scottish football calendar. And we end with a Dundee derby on both sides in fine fettle. Dundee off the back of really good home draws against both sides of the Old Firm. That thriller here against Celtic last time out, 3-3, so close to a first win against the champions in 24 years, but a draw was still a good result nonetheless, and Dundee United looking to get European football on their top flight return, nestled in third place in the Premiership and winning 4 of their last 6 games, including the last time these sides met here on the 2nd of January, coming from behind to win by 2-1. And Dundee will be hurting from that for sure, as they look to end an 8-game streak without a win against their nearest rivals, and also try and win the Scottish Cup for only the 2nd time in the club's history, the first time coming way back in 1910. Both sets of players line up around the centre circle, because we're going to have a moment's applause to remember a Scottish football legend, Dennis Law, and of course the sad passing of former Dunfermline and Aberdeen manager Jimmy Calderwood. Here is a moment's applause at Dennis. And Dens Park roars, a bustling Dens Park, hyped up to the max ahead of Derby Day. And Dundee United are going to shoot from left to right as we sit in the old main stand at Dens in their traditional tangerine tops and socks with the black shorts. Dundee in the dark blue tops and socks, white shorts. The referee is Matthew McDermott, who is preparing to get things underway. And will it be Dundee or United in the draw for the last 16 of the Scottish Cup come 10 o'clock, or perhaps later if we need extra time and penalties this evening? And it is the home side who come forward immediately with Lyle Cameron giving it out to Ingram on the right hand side, then it slipped to Cameron, gets to the byline, tries to cut the cross back. It's good work though from Graham out there, or Savells I should say, and Dundee have the corner though, and a really bright start, Craig Levine, from the home side.
Yeah, very positive on the front foot, playing the ball forward, and they managed to get a deflection. The ball goes behind for the first corner kick of the game.
Yeah, Dundee did get themselves ahead in the last derby here, but relinquished that lead a little too easily for Tony Docherty's liking. And now
Thomas, it looks like an in-swinger.
Yes, the 6-yard box is stacked, it's fair to say, as Dundee prepare to take this corner. It is whipped into the 6-yard area. Simon Murray's in the front post and he scored! Glancing header! And the Dundee fan and captain, Simon Murray, has given his side the lead inside the opening minute of this Scottish Cup derby. It is Dundee 1, United 0.
Well, I wish I'd had a bet on that, actually. Set pieces, and there's a wonderful ball into the box, and Simon Murray's just managed to get he's coming out the way and flicked the ball back towards goal. And yeah, I mean, it's a great quality ball, good movement from Simon Murray, and United find themselves behind after what, a minute?
Yeah, it's a brilliant run. You see that corner a lot where they just flood the 6-yard area, try and put the goalkeeper off. I don't know if maybe Dundee have looked at it and thought Walton's not great with cross balls, or things get in the box, maybe he's a liner. But anyway, it's the in-swinger, as Craig called it, and it's a great run from Simon Murray. He breaks out the pack and gets across the front post. It's just a little flick, goes through the bodies, finds the far corner. What a start for Dundee.
And listen to the noise from the home fans at Dens Park. The goal is being checked. The restart is being delayed for now, as Matthew McDermott pauses and gets some instructions from the VAR room, but he points to the centre circle. Goal is good, and Dundee leads after 1 minute. Simon Murray's header. Astonishing start to this tie, and this place is electric now as United come forward, but it's won by Dundee. Gartha hits it off a United player for a throw-in, and just listen to this place. What a start.
They know what as well, the build-up was good to get the corner, Craig. Finn Robertson got the ball, fired a great ball into Lyle Cameron, and he just fed it wide to get the corner. Simple, and do you know what? It was simple all round, because the corner was, he said, it's an in-swinger, the front post run, and it's flicked in.
Big moment for Dundee to take the lead as well, because Dundee United haven't lost this season when they've scored the opening goal in games in the Premiership, as Murray goes down, gets a dunt from Ross Graham, and it'll be a Dundee free kick 10 yards in to the United half. On the home side, as they did here at Dens nearly 3 weeks ago, starting the better side and on the score sheet, and a free kick, and United look like they're going to hold a pretty high line to try and prevent this going into their box.
We said there'd be goals, Craig.
Yeah, I mean,
didn't have to wait long.
Yeah, I know. And again, set pieces are a massive thing in football nowadays.
Slip to Murray on the edge of the box, tries to get it back on the right foot. He does get it on the right foot and curls one just over the crossbar. Well, Simon Murray's up for this one.
Walton was obviously worried, because he made an attempt to dive for the ball, but it looked as if it was about a yard over the bar, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just curled over the top. Jack Walton flung himself to his left. Didn't get there, didn't need to. But Dundee asking all the questions of United in this opening 4 minutes, and they have a precious lead. And this will be a test of United's composure, I suppose. So much time to get back into this game. They need to try and settle down. Barely had a kick so far. Headed forwards by Dundee. It's missed by Gallagher. Drops for Adeboyega, who smashes it into the Dundee half. Headed by Donnelly. Controlled by Strain forward. It's all very scrappy as Donnelly hacks it forward for Dundee. Murray goes down. Looked a bit theatrical there from Simon Murray as he hit the deck, but he's certainly fired up. The Dundee striker, and Matthew McDermott is pausing for a moment here, checking something in the background. Maybe it was that little dunt on Murray. Adeboyega is given the all clear to take this throw in on the near side. Goes up the touchline. It's won by Dalby. Drops though for Astley, who sends it up into the sky. Drops into the centre circle. Graham heads it forward. Silla under pressure from Stevenson. Drops for Strain, who looks into the box for Moult. It bounces and Dundee get a head on it. Astley again, and it's sent back towards the Dundee defence. Stevenson's in there. Ingram lashes it away, and it's exactly what you'd expect in the opening 5.5 minutes of a derby match. Real blood and thunder, frantic stuff. Strain now, United wing back just over the halfway line. Now Holt playing in midfield this evening for Dundee United in the absence of Ross Docherty. Out to Ferry on the left hand side, into Holt and back to Ross Graham, who has a bit of time, and United just taking the opportunity to put a few passes together and try and calm things down and get a bit of possession and some territory as well, as Graham strides into the Dundee half. It's out to Ferry, dispossessed, and it'll break for Simon Murray just short of halfway. Now Adewumi joins him, collects the ball. He's in the centre circle all the way. Son Adewumi slides it out to the right hand side. Dundee threatening. Robertson tries to go beyond the challenge of Ferry, doesn't manage it, hits the deck, doesn't get the free kick, and it is a goal kick, and it is Dundee 1, United 0.
Yeah, I think Robertson just let that ball get too far in front of him, didn't he? And then he attempted maybe just to try and lure the defender in to make a mistake and bring him down, but the referee called that correct.
Yeah, certainly up for it, Dundee though. I mean, winning a lot of second ball, then making easy passes, and then once they win it in midfield, feed it out to Ingram, he's on his way, but he just overruns it, and the chance is gone. But they've certainly, I don't know where the goals rocked Dundee United, or it's just Dundee have got so much confidence because they've got the early goal, but they're the better team so far, that's for sure, and it's not just because of the scoreline.
Yeah, absolutely. Real intensity about Dundee in this opening 7 minutes. Adeboyega is preparing to take the throw in midway in his own half, gets it back from Strain, under pressure though from Robertson, and then it's Strain who, as he run that out, it's a Dundee throw, and everything going the Dark Blues way at the moment, throwing in front of the United dugout.
Dundee United look a little bit unsettled, don't they? I mean, that early goal is a real blow, because one of the things that Jim would have been saying in the dressing room before he came out was we can't afford to lose an early goal.
Yeah, we've seen it so often in the Premiership in particular, how important it is to get that opening goal, but United did come back in the last derby, as we've mentioned, and then Adewumi battling to try and win a corner, but it's a goal kick to Dundee United. Well, you did say set pieces would be important, Craig, just before we kicked off here, and the first one that came in the box leads to a Dundee goal.
Yeah, and you know, one person you wouldn't leave unmarked in the box is Simon Murray. You know, and his propensity for scoring goals inside the 6-yard box. Everybody knows that he's a real live wire when the ball comes into that area, and his movement was excellent, as we spoke about earlier on.
Yeah, Simon Murray scored in the last derby. That's 13 for the season now, and you could feel when he was struggling with a bit of illness, I think it was a while back, Dundee went 3 without scoring, lost 3 in a row, and just his energy and his presence up there.
Thomas, he's a player that I really admire, you know, because he started off at a low level and he's had to climb every rung of the ladder, if you know what I mean, and he's now at a stage where he's playing the top flight.
And United try and get a cross in, it's headed across, and then it's turned into the net, and the flag goes up on this near side. Sam Dalby thought he'd scored. Dundee almost stopped. The cross was hung to the back post, played back across by Moulton. Dalby tapped it in as Dundee just hesitated. They've been saved by the flag for now.
But I think they knew. Certainly, I thought the ball had travelled out of play.
Dundee defence stopped.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
But still, you would still play this case. We have to go with the linesman. He's in the perfect position, but it was a long loop ball. It must have curled out and then curled back in. But by the time it came in, he looked as if it was maybe half a yard in the pitch, knocked back across, and then it's tapped in by Dalby.
Yeah, it's play on, so that goal will not stand. And I have to say, it's hard for us to see because the ball disappeared above the fringe of the stand as we sit in the main stand, and it came back down at the back post. But yeah, the ball was out of play, so on we go, and here come Dundee, and it's slipped to Adewumi, cross in, Cameron was there, Dundee get it half away United, and Dundee really asking a lot of questions, that United defence. Now it's Graham just outside his own box, hits it forward long, and it's cut out and out for a United throw-in over on the far side. But Lyle Cameron was lurking in the box there, waiting for that cut back, and it was just behind him in the end. But he always makes those runs, Billy Dodds.
Yeah, and it was good from Adewumi again. He dropped his shoulder and hooked it in, and then Cameron, you thought it was going to him for a split second, but United get bodies back in the box to clear it. But it's Dundee on the ascendancy.
Dundee, Billy, are winning most of the second balls, and if you do that in the Scottish football, you tend to control the game.
Especially in a derby.
Ryan Strain, the right hand side for United as they come forward. Dalby tries to flick it round the corner. Strain made a run, but it's tackled and away, and then Simon Murray sticks it out as he tried to force it back to Finn Robertson, I think, who swung in the corner for the opening goal in the first minute for Simon Murray, which is the difference between Dundee and United. We've played 11 minutes here live on Sportsound on BBC Radio Scotland. Ross Graham is going to line up the first long throw for United of this evening. Dries it with that tangerine shirt, and he strides forward and flings it into the area where Dundee get the first contact, and then it breaks to Stevenson on the edge, and now Graham curls it back in with the left foot, header at the back post, but it's comfortable for Trevor Carson.
Yeah, you know, it's not often just the long throw. It tends to be the second phase as well. That's the danger. You know, you can easily get camped into your own penalty area for 2 or 3 crosses after the long throw.
Yeah, and then when they helped it back in, Graham, it was a good ball to the back post, and Louis Moult, I thought he should have done better with the header. He kind of knocked it towards the goalkeeper, maybe back across the 6-yard box. He might have got another Dundee United runner in there to try and nick it home.
Here is Adebayoga, lets it bounce and controls with the body, takes it over the halfway line. Now to Stevenson, right hand side for United. Strain infield to Adebayoga, who's made a run from centre back. Now it's played back out to Strain, but it's behind the United wing back, and that'll run out for a Dundee throw-in just down in line with the edge of their own penalty area.
And that'll frustrate Dalby and Moult, because they're in the penalty box waiting, and this isn't complicated. When you've got two strikers like that in the penalty box, put the ball in.
Yeah, Adebayoga had made a run up as well. United's a wee bit more composure about them in the last couple of minutes, having been rattled initially by that early goal. Here's Gartha, the Mexican midfielder, who really impressed against Rangers and Celtic. 19-year-old been thrown in against the two best sides in the country and more than held his own, but that's awkward from Dundee, and it drops for Moult on the edge of the box. It's scrappy though, and Dundee managed to win it. Gartha now, Cameron looks for the big switch for Murray. It's won though by Gallagher. Strain to Adebayoga, back to Strain, controls it right hand side in his own half. Dalby's dropped back. Strain, Adebayoga, who then forces it off the pitch, and Dundee's pressure pays dividends there, because they'll get a throw in, and I wonder if they've got any candidates to fling this into the box.
Well, we'll soon see, but they're definitely rattled, Dundee United. I mean, it was a wrong way to pass back the way there, from Strain to Adebayoga, and all he can do is
but you know, if you've got two strikers up there who can run in behind, I think United are trying too many passes into feet in tight areas rather than just stretching the game early.
Well, you saw it with the twice they put it in already. Ferry from the one side, and I know it was out the pitch and then come back in, and then just there when Moult should have done better with the header. They've won the first ball with the header when they have put it in. Craig, you're right.
And it's going to be Aaron Donnelly to fling it in from deep. He goes with the long throw to the near post, flick onto the edge of the 6-yard box. Graham wins it for United, drops Strain, and then Savells, and then there's a claim for a foul on the edge of the box. Dundee still have it though. Ashley and Cameron on the edge, strike blocked. Faint appeals in the stands around us for handball. I think it hit it off his back, really, and it's now Simon Murray, right hand side of the United penalty area, tries to force a pass through a tight space, doesn't manage it, and now United have possession. Bounces Adebayoga, and he's had a real slash at that, and it goes up into the air and lands on the red ash down in front of the main stand. And that's a couple of loose passes from Adebayoga under pressure, and then that one was wild, and Dundee are going to get the chance from almost the same spot that Donnelly just had before to throw it into the United box again.
And he looks as if he's got a fair range of throw as well, so be interesting.
Indeed so. Aaron Donnelly returning permanently to Dundee this window after his loan spell from Forest last season. Throws it in towards the edge of the box, and it's Simon Murray who has it. Lovely back heel. Finn Robertson tries to get onto it. United get the tackle in. It breaks for Adewumi though after Stevenson couldn't clear, and then United managed to mop up, and Gallagher hooks it away back out for another Dundee throw in. Dundee 1, United 0.
Yeah, I think United under major pressure, aren't they? Major pressure. They need to get through this without losing a goal.
That's exactly the feeling I've got, Craig. I think if they're not careful here, it's Dundee are pushing, looking more comfortable, and asking the questions. And if you go 2-0,
they're playing with much more aggression than United at this stage.
And Donnelly with another chance to throw it into the area, which he does. It's going towards the goal, and then it's again awkwardly dealt with by United, and it goes behind for a corner kick to Dundee. And we know what happened from the last one. This time it's the near side, main stand side at Dens Park. Simon Murray glancing in the opener in the opening minute from the first corner over on the far side.
It's the old crowded one again. I did it myself. At times I used this corner, and I quite like it because the goalkeepers hate it.
Yeah, the in-swinger tends to be one that gets the most success, and here it comes, right-footed, curled to the back post, and it's a United head that flicks that over. It is. That's another Dundee corner.
You know, Thomas, there's that many players in the box there. The goalkeeper, not only can he get blocked by the opposition, but quite often he gets blocked by his own players. So it's just impossible for him to reach above 3 or 4 players in front of him to get first contact on the ball.
Yeah, He's completely swamped Jack Walton. You can just see his arms over a crowd of bodies in that bright yellow kit. Dundee swing it in, but the referee Matthew McDermott was unhappy with something, which I'm sighing because I didn't see anything myself, but it tends to happen a lot these days.
There's plenty going on, and I'll tell you the other thing that they do is, and if they do it properly, we'll see they change the runner who goes across the front post. I think Clark Robertson was coming first there, just so in case the corner kick taker doesn't get it right and he fluffs it a little bit, you'll get a flick on, which happened with the goal.
Finn Robertson prepares to take both arms in the air, comes with a right foot, again he finds it into the 6-yard box, header from Donnelly onto the roof of the net, and it was almost a carbon copy of the goal he scored against Celtic at the back post. Gets up highest, this time it skims the roof of Jack Walton's net, and it remains Dundee 1, United 0.
Well, United got away with one there, didn't they? Because I don't think it was an absolute free header, but there was a challenge. But if that ball's a foot lower, it's in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was literally, he buried that against Celtic. Trusty at the back post, he climbed above him, and
the exact same, and Craig was right, he was getting marked, he had to pin his man, he had to get the header in, he just didn't do quite what he did against Celtic. Maybe it was a little bit further out, it was only maybe 2 yards, that was about 4 or 5, but he just couldn't keep it down, Donnelly, and knocked over the crossbar. It's all Dundee so far in the game. They really fancy this, and they fancy getting this done early.
I'm sure if Donnelly had buried that, he might have celebrated a bit harder this time. As Jack Walton sends it long for United, up towards Dolby. Flick on to Moult, who briefly disappears behind the pillar. And Adebayoga to Strain on the right-hand side. Passes it 10 yards infield to Kevin Holt. Then square for Vichko Chevels, who's been a brilliant signing for United this season. Does it all in the middle of the park for them, battles, wins tackles, passes forward, gets them moving. And they come down the left-hand side here, and it's chipped over to Ross Graham, who's made a run from centre-back. Brilliant ball as well. But Trevor Carson is able to smother it inside his 6-yard box, but you're expecting Dolby or Moult to tap that in, perhaps.
Yeah, it was a great run by Graham, wasn't it? I mean, most times the centre-backs would get that far and then just retreat. He managed to make the run beyond the back line of Dundee. It was a good ball into his path, and I don't think he quite caught it the way he wanted to. The ball just went into the goalkeeper's arms, where I do think there was 2 United players who were unmarked in the box.
Here's Stevenson for United, just crosses the halfway line. He's forced to turn because Finn Robertson's got back really well. Now out to Ryan Strain on this right-hand side. Birrells round, finds Chevels, back to Strain. Now it's Kevin Holt, and then back to Gallagher as United look to start again, and having been under a lot of pressure, dealing with throw-ins, corners, and of course trailing by a goal to nil, looking to just string some passes together. Stevenson down the right-hand side of Dundee's box, finds Adebayoga at the corner of the area. Adebayoga goes down under a challenge from Adewumi. Matthew McDermott is unmoved, and Dundee look to launch the counter through Cameron. Holds off Chevels, then goes down, and Dundee get the free kick in the centre circle.
I don't know, I mean, that should be a booking, Dozy. What do you think? I mean,
absolutely.
And I don't think he's shown on the card, is he?
I think he's thinking, well, if I don't produce one, then it might buy me time later on in the game. But yeah, there's sometimes you've just got to produce it, because he's away there, Lyle Cameron, that low centre of gravity, can make an important pass, and he's whipped down. So yeah, it could have been a yellow.
Textbook cynical foul it was from Chevels, because he had a go at him once and missed, and then
made it look clumsy, didn't he?
and then got after him and hauled him down the second time as Dundee go long. Murray's on the edge of the box, won by Graham, and it spins forward now. Louis Moult is herring after it, but Clark Robertson wins the foot race and knocks it back to Trevor Carson, who sends it forwards, and it's won by Adebayoga, and Silla mops up in the centre circle for Dundee. Now it's with Astley. Cameron facing his own goal, goes back to the young centre half. Astley, big diagonal looking for Ethan Ingram. Can he keep this in? He won't keep it in, and it is a United throw-in. Dundee playing all the football really in terms of attacking intent. United have got forward at times, especially down this near side, but not managed to test Trevor Carson as such, apart from that Ross Graham cross, which he managed to take. Throw in Stevenson battles with Silla, comes off the Dundee midfielder, spins into the air, headed forward by Chevels, and Matthew McDermott has blown the whistle. Is it a head knock or a free kick? I'm not sure what pointed to his head there. Matthew McDermott, the referee, and all of a wee break in play as Jim Goodwin calls Ryan Strain across and has a word with his wing back, getting on some instructions as United try and get a foothold in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I get the idea of playing the two strikers in a game like this, but I think you have to go direct if you're going to play them. It doesn't make sense for me to try and build up from the back when you've got two strikers up front who you need to get the ball to as quickly as possible.
Two big lads as well. I think Dundee are doing that better, Craig, where they're getting it forward to Murray and then playing here in the final third, and it's exactly what United haven't done so far in the match.
And it is a United thrown over on the far side, so it's Ross Graham time. He's going to throw this in to the Dundee box. He doesn't beat the first man, which is Simon Murray. Adewume controls back to goal. United get a foot in and it goes back towards the Dundee corner flag and cleared down the right hand side. And Ross Graham has got a very unique technique with those throw-ins. Doesn't really put it really far behind the head. It's almost like
starts it from the side and winds it up.
It kind of spins it, doesn't it?
Yeah. I wouldn't know because I could only throw the ball about 5 yards.
Well, you were paid to kick it, in fairness, so it's certainly a weapon for Dundee United, and Donnelly has done likewise for Dundee. It's United to come forward. Louis Moult on the edge of the box, but doesn't fall for him, and Dundee clear. Adewume chases, Adeboyega headers it. Stevenson goes down as Silla made the tackle, and it's a Dundee throw-in front of Jim Goodwin, the United manager. Finn Roberts, it's a beautiful touch down the left-hand side. They chip it away from Kevin Holt and then goes down the touchline and wins another throw-in. It's another player who's really grown in this Dundee side in recent weeks.
They look, not just by the goal, but they've looked settled right for the start of the game, like what their jobs are. Craig's saying it. Get in that final third, go and play your football there, don't take any chances, don't do this build-up football as they travel the full length of the pitch. You've got a big lad up front in Murray. United have not quite grasped it yet.
No, they haven't.
And Donnelly is going to take another long throw in into the United box. It goes into the near post, header drops Adewume, and Cameron with a scissors attempt, and it cannons off Will Ferry, spins to the right hand side of the box where Simon Murray's cross is blocked. Astley collects on the edge of the area, scoops it into the box. Good goalkeeping from Walton, gave the shout, came and collected it, not under too much pressure. The United goalkeeper rolls it out to Adeboyega, who strides forward looking for Stevenson, but Silla read that. That was really well played from the Dundee midfielder, but United have it back. Kevin Holt gives it to Chevels, who's over halfway, bang in the middle of the park, forced to stop, and then his pass is rolled forwards for Ross Graham. United just being forced backwards again as Gallagher looks up. He's on the halfway line, he's asking for a bit of movement, gives it to Ryan Strain, he has to drop in. Strain spins and gives it back to Gallagher, over halfway to Holt, and Gallagher regathers and he's going to go with a diagonal to the edge of the Dundee box, chested by Dolby, and then it breaks for Dundee. Lyle Cameron darting through the middle of the pitch, then low pass to Simon Murray on this left hand side. It's Murray's goal that's the difference between the sides at the moment. Murray sent it to the back post, and Gartha, I think, at the back post had made the run from deep, that United touch it behind. Dundee corner.
Yeah, I mean, Dundee are going forward far quicker than Dundee United. They look very lively in attack, you know, and Simon Murray's very clever. He drops off, gets on the half turn, plays forward really quickly and stretches the back line of Dundee United.
It has been their strength since returning to the Premiership. Dundee last season and this, third top scorers in the top flight this season behind Celtic and Rangers. And it's going to be another corner from the far side. The opening goal was scored from this position. Simon Murray, who's got that goal, is on the edge of the 6-yard box, waiting for another delivery from Robertson. It's curled in again, it's towards that near post. This time it's over Murray, won by Chevels, and then hooked away by United on the edge of the box, flicked on by Moult. Silla's back for Dundee, plays it forward in the air, and then Ross Graham rather awkwardly stabs it out for a throw-in on this near side. It is Dundee 1, United 0. 27 minutes nearly played here at Dens Park in this Scottish Cup 4th round tie. Dundee without a derby win in 8, going back to 2017. A goal to the good, and by far the better side in this opening half. Donnelly drawing the ball with that dark blue jersey. Throws it into the United box. Down it comes. Stevenson's underneath it, gets a dunt and goes to ground. And the corner is given. I think Dundee United wanted the free kick.
Yeah, they did, but Lucas Stevenson, I think it wasn't strong enough. It wasn't a brilliant throw-in, but Dundee are quite right. They're just, whether it's a corner, in-swingers from both sides, whether it's getting flick-ons, whether it's Dundee United panicking and knocking out for a corner against themselves because they're off balance, but it's working for Dundee.
Short corner from Cameron to Robertson, plays it to the near post. Murray miscontrols and the chance is gone. It's up to Louis Moult for United, plays it to Stevenson, who's made the run from deep, a really good run, and now Dolby's trying to join the attack. Dolby gets it halfway up the United half. Murray puts the challenge in and the free kick is given to Dundee United. Simon Murray tripping Sam Dolby. A chance for United to put the ball in the Dundee box for once, because they've had a lot of defending to do in their own penalty area.
And it's put it in with a bit of quality, because as Craig was alluding to, they're building it from the back, and I think they could have gone earlier with a bit of quality just to drop it in there, but they didn't. They kept passing it, and then the chance was lost and Dundee broke on them. This is the first time without any pressure on the ball they can do it.
Yeah, but even their switches of play are slow, aren't they?
Free kick is being readied for United as home fans fall rather silent with nerves as this is swung in. And it's onto the back post, and Savelge hits it off Silla, I think, and then breaks back for Savelge, who sends it in. Good ball, header over the top. Great chance for Dundee United. And is it Ross Graham who's come up for that set piece? It was sent in. Really dangerous ball, just to the edge of the 6-yard area.
He should have scored, Thomas. I mean, he's free in the box, just outside the 6-yard box, and all he's done is let the ball, instead of getting above it and heading it down the way, he's just let it come off the top of his head, and it's going a foot or so over the bar. But that was a brilliant chance for Dundee United.
It's another one. It's probably 3 crosses are put in the box, and they've got the header on every time. Now, it's not come to anything the first 2, but it should have come to something there, because you're right, the pace is on the ball. If you just concentrate, brilliant ball in from Savelge, if you just concentrate on getting it down, you probably score. It's a huge chance for Dundee United there.
Kevin Holt sends it into the Dundee's right channel with a left foot that Dundee managed to compose themselves, but then Trevor Carson's shelled that off the pitch about halfway up the Dundee half. Not ideal from the Dundee goalkeeper, but I wonder if that's the moment that just jolts United, that header, that chance that they're only 1 goal down and they've not really got out the gates yet. They went close there to an equaliser, and Ross Graham, having headed that chance over, is now going to take this long throw, and he winds it up, throws it in. Gallagher's up, it's flicked on, Dundee header, but it's not fully clear. Edge of the box, strike deflected and in, but the referee's whistle had long gone for a foul from Gallagher. I think the shove with the left arm that came out, and the referee blown long before that was deflected into the back of the net.
Yeah, but again, it just shows the danger of that long throw into the box, and the defender struggling to get a significant clearance. The ball often hangs around in the area. That fell to the edge of the box, and I'm not actually sure who struck it, but I mean, the ball's in the back of the net. The keeper wasn't saving it.
Yeah, that it remains. Dundee 1, United 0. Dundee derby, Scottish Cup 4th round final tie, live on Sportsound on BBC Radio Scotland, and it's a goal kick, a free kick I should say, sent long from Carson. United deal with it, and it's shelled off the park, and
it's not the game I thought we thought that it was going to be. It's stop-start, it's free kicks and set pieces, as Craig said, quite right to point out. It's not get the ball down. We want to see good football, but sometimes you've got to realise, right, okay, this is a game where Dundee are allowing Dundee United the ball. Can we do something different to hurt them? We're not going to be able to get the ball down and play. We'll just have to go more direct. And it's not just Dundee United, it's Dundee as well, where it's like they're just using throw-in set pieces and they've got themselves the lead, but they're playing in the right areas. Sometimes you just got to say, right, we wanted to try and play, but we've got to realise what's going to get us success tonight, and that's where Dundee United are at.
Any time they've gone forward to Dalby, he's actually aware of where Louis Moult is, and he's managed to flick the ball into him. So for me, if they do that more often, then all they need to do is for one of the Dundee players to make a mistake, and you've got a chance on goal. Whereas if you're playing in your own sort of first third, you have to get the ball to the other end successfully to get an opportunity, and I don't think that United have got the confidence to do that at the moment.
Stevenson's header forward, battle in the middle of the park ensues with Donnelly getting a foot in for Dundee. It breaks for Chevels, who lays it to Adeboyega, who sends it through the air towards Moult, but it's won fairly comfortably by Clark Robertson. And now Gartha, who takes an arm round the facial area to Adeboyega a little bit. The referee content.
I'm going to be brutally honest, it's ugly and it's physical, but there's nothing wrong with that. It can still get goals and lead to a good game if you do it properly. It's a wee reboot for me needed for United. Okay, we wanted to come here tonight, wanted to get it down. We thought we could get it to players who maybe get. Let's just go direct. It's first time they've played top front, as you say. Just get up to them and play in there. Dundee are doing it better.
And here's Robertson, left-hand side of the United box. Smashes the cross, cannons off Adeboyega, who's having a tough time down this left-hand side, because a moment ago, well, the guys were giving their analysis, he was closed down by Adewumi as well. It only led to a goal kick for United, but he's been put under a lot of pressure in the United back line, and it's another Dundee corner. And it's going to be Robertson near side. And the referee, again, just making sure he's happy with what's going on top of Jack Walton, who is once again swarmed with tangerine and dark blue shirts on his goal line. I mean, some of the Dundee players are in the net. It's jam-packed, clearly a tactic for Dundee, and it's paid off so far. Fired to the near post, that's not a good ball this time. Adeboyega with a rather unconvincing clearance, but it comes off anyway for United. Good strength from Louis Moult to hold off Gartha, and then it's forward from Chevels. Will Ferry's up there, but Silla comes away with the ball and knocks it back to Trevor Carson, who sends it long. Header forward from Gallagher under no pressure, controlled by Lyle Cameron, and then his second touch as he tried to drag it infield just hit back off his left foot and spun away from him. And United have the ball. Gallagher with a big diagonal out to the far side. Header infield as Chevels tries to join the attack, but Ashley deals with it, and it will be a United throw-in. And Ross Graham, I think, will fancy flinging this. No, it's thrown backwards by Ferry to Ross Graham, just over the halfway line. The United centre half looks up, sends it towards the edge of the box with the left foot. Dolby's up there, doesn't fall for him, and Donnelly heads it away after a bounce. Stevenson now for United. Strain plays it down the line on this right hand side to Stevenson, trying to work space for a cross. Did that go out? No. Play on. Silla intercepts in the area for Dundee and then plays it to Donnelly, who clears it out for a United throw-in, and it is Dundee 1, United 0. 35 played. Simon Murray's goal from a corner in the opening minute is the difference between the sides in this compelling Derby Scottish Cup tie. Still a long way to go. Dundee's advantage is just the one goal. Graham's going to throw it into the Dundee box again from this near side, flicked on. Murray's back and gets the header. Adewumi controls on the thigh and then puts it up into the air. Murray nudges Chevels, but it then drops for Ingram, who heads it. It's very scrappy. United give it straight to Ethan Ingram on the right hand side for Dundee. He's looking for the run of Adewumi, but it's severely underhit, and Will Ferry picks it off. Scampers up the left hand side, forces a pass, but it's straight to a Dundee player, and now Dundee can counter down the right hand side with Lyle Cameron. Can he get across in? He can. Adewumi's there, and Finn Robertson controls edge of the 6-yard box. Adewumi, Murray on the turn, blocked by Adeboyega, and United survive. And United clear. What a chance for Dundee. And they come again. Lyle Cameron plays it into the box. Adewumi, back to Cameron, lovely touch. Walton comes off his line, Cameron puts it into his own player, and it breaks into the arms of Jack Walton. And United survived 2 real scares. Dundee so close to going 2 goals up.
United aren't at the races at the moment. No. Dundee are controlling this match in every sense that's important. There's the aggression in their forward passing and their forward running. And every time they steal the ball, there's 3 and 4 charging forward to try and support. And United just can't handle it at the moment.
They're playing in the right areas, aren't they? I mean, right from, they just force it forward, and then Lyle Cameron cuts it back. Adewumi has a chance. Finn Robertson has a chance as well. And then it's the same again. They're just working the areas better, not by brilliant play.
Here's Ferry, left-hand side of the Dundee box. Chance for United, played in. Well dealt with at the near post by Astley, out for a throw-in on that far side. And Dundee, that's perhaps the only small concern for Tony Docherty, is he would love a second goal, because they have been pretty much totally dominant in the opening 37 and a half minutes.
I don't think anybody could grudge him a second goal, or even a third.
It is United with the territory here though, and it's going to be another long throw from Ross Graham into the Dundee box, dealt with by Adewumi, heads it away. It's played out to Graham on the left-hand side, sliding challenge from Murray, misses the ball. Graham comes down the left of the Dundee box. Here come United, crossed in. Dalby's there, as is Moult. But Dundee get a touch on it, a crucial touch. Stevenson sends it back in. Ross Graham's up, header, and then it's prodded into the side netting. And it's Graham up there again. United just making Dundee think about their defending there for a moment.
Well, they'd had to defend 3 different situations there, didn't they? And actually they ended up doing it quite well. But that's probably the most dangerous we've seen Dundee United, and they've had a
by doing what, Craig?
By putting the ball in the box.
I mean, I would love to see a brilliant game of football here tonight, and both sides knocking about. It's not a game like that. This is a derby that's turned into long throw-in, set pieces, and who's going to get the better of it. Yeah, Dundee are playing better in the final third and getting their ball players on it, but that's the difference between the teams. United,
but they're getting to the final third quicker.
Yes.
That's the thing. That's the difference between the 2 teams.
It looks like Dundee have more legs and energy about them, and it was Dundee who played on Tuesday night, and United had a midweek off, albeit Dundee had the weekend before off. While United were playing, and here come Dundee. Simon Murray halfway up United territory, drinking towards the edge of the box. It's brilliant from Simon Murray, gets the shot away, but it's wide of the near post. Walton didn't have to make a save. But Simon Murray, such a live wire, so dangerous, and does well to get the strike away. Off target though.
Dundee look as if they're enjoying the game. Dundee United look as if not happy, or it's just not happening for us. What we're going to do, that's the kind of feeling you get.
Yeah, and you get the feeling this game is kind of made for someone like Ross Docherty, who's missing, injured for United today. Cross from deep from Ferry though towards Moult. Again, Dundee get a defensive header in. Adeboyega up from the back, lays it to Strain on the right hand side of the box. Strain trying to work space for a cross, but he can't find the space because Robertson's done really well. And it's back to Strain and into the middle of the pitch. Chevels, that's a floated ball, looking for the run of Strain down the right hand side of the box, but it's overhit and behind for a Dundee goal kick. It is Dundee 1, United 0. 5 minutes to the break plus whatever is added in terms of stoppage time, and it's been you've said it, Billy, it's not been littered with quality, but it's breathless, it's compelling.
I don't know about you, Craig. I'm thinking Jim Goodwin might just be saying at half time, look, we wanted to come and play, we thought we could play through the lines maybe, but we'll get 2 strikers up front. We need to change our game plan. We need to make sure we get forward quickly, and yes, try and play in that final third, or win flick-ons and try and get a finish. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and for me, it's a little bit of a worry with the midfield for Dundee United. So even if they do go long now, are those players in the midfield going to be up on the second balls as quickly as they need to be? Because Dundee have been very sharp collecting second balls from both sides.
I think he's got to force the likes of Stevenson and Ferry maybe to come narrow and strain at times, because you've got your 2 sitters in Sevels and Houghton, and Sevels has got forward as well. So I think they're 1-0 down, they've got to gamble as well.
They've got to do something, haven't they?
Yeah, it's going Dundee's way at the moment. Dundee have lost 3 games in the Premiership this season though, when they've scored first, including a derby at Dens earlier this month, so they'll be wary. They really want to try and get a second goal to capitalise on their dominance, because I would imagine United will come into the game and improve at some point, you would expect, as they play the free kick from their own half long towards Dalby. Silla wins the header though. Holt in midfield gets the second ball. Adebayoga now passes it along the grass down the right hand side of the box. Dalby won't get there, goes behind for a Dundee goal kicker. Is it taking a nick? No, the linesman does signal for a goal kick. The United players certainly thought it taken a nick and should have gone for a corner.
Well, I think Dalby certainly did, and I don't think anybody else did.
I was surprised, Craig, when he's there. He's spun off his centre half, and I think, just whip it in with your right. Yeah, he could have, and put it in with your right foot. And he just let it run out. So you would think he would know better than anybody that's taking a touch, for him to just let it go, think he's getting a corner.
Yeah, well, it's a goal kick to Dundee, who lead by a goal to nil. Trevor Carson strides back, sends it long over halfway. Finn Robertson wins the header. Adebayogo goes after it, but Adewumi, that just sums it up. Just wanted that more, nudges him off the ball, and now Robertson plays it for Adewumi. Good pace down the left of the United box, tries to flick it between two United players, breaks for Cameron. Cameron working space on the right foot, going across the United box. Now it's Gartha, and then sent in. Adewumi was going up for the header, but United just win it first, and it's cleared down towards halfway, but it will be a Dundee throw-in. And Donnelly's already across, eager to get the ball and get on with this. And Adebayoga is now limping, moving rather gingerly for United, which is a concern for Jim Goodwin. Hopefully it's one he can just walk off or run off. He's struggled a bit in this opening half as Donnelly throws it down the line. One in the air by United. Gartha sends it back, and then Murray can't take it under his spell, and Stevenson clears. One by Clark Robertson, and it bounces a couple of times. Anything Ingram collects, goes over the halfway line for Dundee, forced to turn back because Ferry's there. Gives it infield to Cesar Garza, and back to Trevor Carson. And Garza looks a real find. That link up with Monterrey, they've got Dundee in Mexico. Not played a lot of first team football, but been really impressive as Adewumi puts pressure on Ross Graham at the back, and Ross Graham saying to Jack Walton, where was the shout? And I think Walton's saying, I did shout, I did tell you. He did manage to shell it off the park eventually.
I think Walton did the right thing there, because there's a danger of the two of them running into each other, so he's backed off. I think that Graham should have just played the ball back to him and made an angle to get the ball back.
He had so much time to play it back to his goalkeeper, and Adewumi ate up the ground. Rapid, and Dundee now have the throw-in over on the far side, and Cameron offers a short option, but I think this is going to go into the box. It is, as Cameron drops away, and it's flicked on by Dundee. Adebayoga heads it to the edge of the area. It's all very messy on the edge of the United box, and then it's played forwards by Moult, and Robertson gets back comfortably for Dundee and goes back to his goalkeeper.
Right, so has there ever been a game where there's been as many headers as this game? I don't think. I mean, there must have been 100 already.
You'd have loved this, Craig.
Oh, and Adewumi goes down. Gallagher says he's won the ball, but the referee disagrees, and Dundee will have a free kick just over the midway point of the United half towards this near side, and we've got 3 added minutes at the end of this half. Dundee leading by a goal to nil.
They're just so much in top because they're understanding how to go about this game better than Dundee United. Even that last throw-in that come in, we were talking about the flick, came from Trevor Carson launching at a flick on Adewumi chasing, and even the Flair players are understanding that, look, we'll chase it and we'll try and pick up seconds, but we're picking them up in that final 30 yards.
They've controlled the second balls in this game, Dundee, for sure. You know, and I mean, it's like a heavyweight boxing match, this, isn't it? They're just slugging it out.
Just said the exact same thing to Richard.
Robertson sends it in with the right foot towards the back post. Header won by Dalby, and it goes out to the far side. Lyle Cameron wins the race and then wins a throw-in off of a United player on the far side. And there's only going to be one thing Dundee are doing here, which is to throw it into the Dundee United box. And how Tony Docherty would love a second goal
It's funny how we were talking about it pre-match, and it's happened for both teams. I've never seen so many throw-ins in one game, and everyone's the same. Hardly. Well, yeah, you said that a few minutes ago. Yeah, there's an offer shot, but they've just come in the box.
Here it comes, near post. Won by Chevels. Back to the far side. Dundee play it backwards. Garza and goes back to his goalkeeper. It was the same at Paisley last week when United won 1-0. St Mirren and United tight pitch at Paisley as well. It was like every throw-in was going in the box. And then obviously United end up getting the winner eventually when Louis Moult with a superb bit of improvisation with the overhead kick to score the winning goal. And it's United throwing over on the far side, and I think they just want the half-time whistle. We've got about a minute left of the stoppage time.
They're going to need something like that tonight again. You feel as if they're going to get an equal. If they get an equaliser, it's going to take. It's not going to take a bit. It was brilliant from them to finish it, but as you said, improvisation and the way it was just a second ball that he flicked up himself and overhead kicked it in, and it looks as if it's going to take something like that to get Dundee United back in it.
And it drops for Chevels in midfield. He hacks it forward. Finn Robertson, first time pass to Aaron Donnelly, bright orange boots, sends it long, looking for Simon Murray, who always offers an option. Chevels tries to take it on the half turn, loses out to Garza though. United go long. Robertson heads it up into the air. Ingram challenges, Dundee win it. Silla sends it forward, and then Ross Graham takes a touch and gets rid. Tries to put pressure on the Dundee back line, and it is pressure that's almost paid off as they initially struggled to clear it. But here's Garza in midfield in the centre circle, turns back and lays it to Ingram, who crosses the halfway line on the right hand side. And maybe Dundee fancy a second as we have hit the 3 additional minutes, and there is the half-time whistle, and it is a pretty much perfect first half for Dundee in the derby. They have been all over United, and they were given the dream start. Inside a minute, corner in from the far side from Finn Robertson, met at the near post, a deft glancing header from Simon Murray, found the back of the net, and that is the difference between the sides at half-time. Dundee have had further chances. There was 2 in quick succession where Cameron and Adewumi and Murray were all in the box in a frantic series of moments, but neither could get the crucial touch after blocks and getting in each other's way as well. United have only really had the one chance. It was a Chevels cross which Graham almost crashed in, but it went on and just over the bar, and that is the difference at the break. Dundee in control and a goal to the good. Half time in the Dundee derby in the Scottish Cup 4th round. It is Dundee 1, Dundee United 0.
The Dundee derby.
What a strike! And it has been in front of the derby!
The Scottish Cup, live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland, where Scottish football lives.
This week,
brilliant result for Celtic.
Yeah, Rangers do it again in Europe.
European football lives here.
As ever, BBC Radio Scotland has you covered.
With Celtic versus Young Boys in the Champions League.
Wednesday from 6. Listen on digital radio.
Or by asking your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Scotland Extra.
Then on Thursday,
Manchester United versus Rangers in the Europa League.
Rangers come forward and might be taking a man!
Thursday from 6 on FM and BBC Sounds.
Going to be a busy midweek with those European ties. Celtic against Young Boys, Manchester United against Rangers, the 2 Scottish sides, hoping of course to continue to make progress into the knockout stages of their respective European competitions. Then on Friday night, live on the telly, BBC Scotland Channel S, WPL Live, Celtic against Hearts. Later this evening we will have the draw for the 5th round of the Scottish Cup, and by then we will know which of these teams has made it through. You would have to say right now, thanks to Simon Murray's 14th goal of the season and an all-action display all round, Billy Dodds, Dundee look to be firm favourites, don't they, to be going into that draw?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit like yesterday's game when you came to me at half-time and I said Raith Rovers just have really got to grips with the first half and gave the full kit a really hard time. It's the exact same here. Dundee know what the fixture's all about, but just with the circumstances, how to play it. I have never seen so many set pieces, as Craig touched on at the start of the game, is going to be decisive. Long throw-ins, incredible. This is a battle of willpower, isn't it? Who wants to win it the most? And it looks as if Dundee want it better. They've played the fixture better in terms of it's not going to be slick football and we're going to play passing football from one end of the pitch there. It's going to be put forward and let our flair players try and get a hold there, 30-40 yards for goal, and Dundee have done it brilliantly. Got the goal, settled them down, played in the right areas. Adewumi and Cameron have understood that I'm not going to come deep and get the ball tonight and play it and get space. I'm going to have to get up in seconds, but we'll still get joy here. And you can see them picking the ball up in the 18-yard box 2 or 3 times and nearly getting a goal. We haven't seen that for Dundee United. They have to realise they've changed it up a bit tonight. They've put Moult and Dalby up front. Just go direct and try and, as Craig and I were saying during the commentary, try and get your midfield up on it to get a few seconds and try and build from there, play from there. But it's been Dundee are miles ahead so far in the game and could have been probably 2-3 up.
And it has been Dundee, actually, who have been by far the more direct side. They've decided to get United on their heels, haven't they?
Yeah, and it's worked. You know, the tactics are spot on from Dundee in this match. They recognise it's a derby match. It's going to be a scrap. Get up on second balls. That gives you control of the game. Get the ball wide, put it in the box. You know, it's not overly complicated. I think Simon Murray's been excellent. I think his movement's been good. He's popping up all over the place. He's got a great goal. His movement was fantastic. And you know, I think they're well in control at this minute in time, Dundee. Now, I don't know. I mean, I think the signal for me, if I'm putting those 2 strikers on the field, is to tell my team that let's get the ball forward up to Dalby and Moult, and let's get up behind them. Get the ball wide, throw the ball in the box. And that they haven't really done that. You know, they've tried to play it from the back at times, giving the ball away before they even get into the last third. And they're just, for me, they're not playing with the same aggression that Dundee are. I mean, when I say aggression, I don't mean like that physical. I mean the intent to get forward quickly when you get control of the ball. And that only happens if you have runners. Guys who are willing to sacrifice themselves. Just as soon as you get control of the ball, a team that gets control of the ball, you just run forward. Run forward and break the lines. So, and Dundee have just been better at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And yet, United actually, when they've thrown the ball into the box on the occasions they have caused problems.
Yeah, because Dundee have, I don't know if you've noticed as well, Rich, Dundee, if United have comfortable possession, have come off them. They've not gone and chased and put a high press on them and said, OK, we're back in shape, nice and solid, what are you going to do? But United have passed it about and then got nowhere. And as you say, Craig, the odd time they've worked it, and you can work it where you get it to a position where the player manages to get his head up and you can put in a bit of quality. It's not as if he's under pressure and he's just trying to force a cross in, but they've not even done that. The 2 or 3 times they put it in, they won first contact, they really get something out of it. They didn't, but they've not done it enough, especially when they're the team that have played 2 up front, and Dundee have sat off them at times. They're not going about the fixture properly. Yeah, Jim Goodwin when I wanted, yeah, let's get the ball down and play, but you've got to realise they've backed off. I've got 2 up front, go and bomb it, play in their third, the exact same way as Dundee have done.
Even if they apply pressure in that way, like, you know, instead of taking goal kicks and trying to play through the thirds, just put the ball forward. It sends a message out to your midfield players that there's no point in coming short, because you're not going to get it. You need to be up on the second ball, get the ball wide, get the ball in the box. And those 2 strikers thrive on those situations. But they've got very, very, very little chance to use those skills, those aerial skills that they both have.
That's same with 2, and Dundee we won. Yep. But the thing is that Adewumi and Cameron have got in their head, they want to play football. I've seen them so much this season, want to get the ball down, get people, make nice passes, but they've got it in their head that we're just going to go up and support. We'll get our joy just within that 25 to 18 yard area and not get interested in the ball. Don't want to go and take it deep and do what I usually do. We're quite happy to give up our style of game tonight by just getting ourselves forward, looking for seconds, but still getting time to play and look dangerous.
But even if the ball is bypassing the likes of Cameron and Adewumi, as United try to come out, actually Garza and Silla have done a really good job, haven't they? They've been the safety valve, they've been there. The amount of balls they've won in and around the centre circle, and then they start to spring another Dundee attack.
Gives you that licence when you just go, I'm going, because I've got them behind me. But so have Dundee United. They've got Holt and Savells. Savells has hit the box a couple of times. Yeah. But they've, what you're asking, Richard, they've got that licence that I can just go because I've got those two behind me. So I'm just going to run and see if I can pick up anything. But Dundee have done it so much better than Dundee United have done it, and that's a bit perplexing, because Dundee United have got the two target men. It would make you as a midfielder go, by the way, I've got a 50% chance more of getting something on the end of something if one of those two flick it.
Dodgy, I can't, for the very limited number of times the ball's gone in there, Dalby hasn't lost a header. Not that I can remember. No. He's not lost a header. Now that would encourage me as a defender to try and go forward directly to the strikers, because Molt's got pace, and if he manages to get a good flick on and Molt manages to get on the chair, and it's simple, but with two strikers up top, you either need to throw the ball in the box, put the ball forward quickly, get some combination between the two of them that disrupts the back line of Dundee. But they've not done that often enough.
How many times you heard it in the training ground when you've gone, what's the use of me going? You're not holding it up. But they are tonight, so that's why you would go, I'm just going. This big guy's winning everything. I'll get something. But it's not been like that. It's been so strange for Dundee United.
They're not committed to anything.
Why is it half and half though? Because, as Richard said, they've got that protection there in Holt and Savells. They shouldn't even be thinking anything else. And all right, even if it gets knocked back out beyond me, I don't have to worry about tracking men because those two are behind me.
What's also happening, the occasions, and there have been plenty of them where Dundee are coming forward, they're nicking in, they're winning the ball. Cameron and Adewumi, I mean, I've got to say, I think Boyega in particular is having a very, very difficult evening, isn't he? I mean, I thought there was a point.
You are so polite.
There was a point 5 minutes before half time when he was kind of rubbing his ankle, and I thought that looks like a diplomatic injury to me.
Yes, we all thought the same, Richard. He wants off. I'll say it for you. That's why you're the ultimate professional.
Yeah. I mean, that must be a nightmare, Craig, as a defender. You've been pulled wide anyway, and every time you go there, they're nicking it in, they're getting the ball before you. He's had 2 or 3 slices out of the park. It's been very, very uncomfortable.
Did you watch me play?
You were silky smooth in comparison.
He's having a torrid time, in all honesty. I mean, and I think that the intent that the Dundee players are showing to get up onto the second balls, the defenders for United don't have much time at all, do they? And what's happening is that they're just trying to lash the ball away, and he's sliced a few as well, hasn't he? So, I mean, it's been a difficult 45 minutes for him.
Did you think you were coming into this game to watch that? We can all play football, we want to get the ball down and play, and a lot of coaches now, like, you build from the back, you play through the lines. Sometimes it ends up like this, and you've got to realise what the fixture is, what's going on in the pitch, what Dundee are doing sitting off, and then what you have to do. But I didn't think coming here tonight I was going to see a game like that. I don't know if you did, Craig. I didn't think I was going to see so many throws or so many corners just getting in the box.
I've never seen so many headers in the first half of a match in my life. Never. Like, it's crazy, you know, because the balls, when the ball's going in with the throw-in, sometimes there's 3 or 4 phases.
Yes.
You know, and then the ball gets cleared in the midfield and somebody heads it on. You know, and it gets played back into somebody, and the ball's like, it's crazy, absolutely crazy.
But Dundee have been the better team and they've handled it much better from players that I didn't think would like that style.
But if it's their game plan, if it's their game plan and Doc's worked on it, it's working, isn't it? I mean,
Jim Goodwin, though, for me now, has got to say, boys, just get it forward quick and see you strain Stevenson, especially Stevenson being central and Ferry. I want you just to bomb. I want you to gamble all the time. You've got that protection behind you. You sometimes worry that they might break on us. I don't care. They'll have to slide across or pick up seconds behind you, because I want you to go with authority, because we've got 2 targets. They've only got 1 and their 2 are going. So why can we not?
Be interesting to see if there are any changes. You would imagine Tony Dock's quite happy, but Jim Goodwin may well look to either alter the personnel or the way that the players are set up for the second half. We'll get an indication as to that shortly. Just a word about Finn Robertson, who got the assist for the goal. He's been I mean, it's a great thing to have, Craig. He's taking the corners from the right in swinging with his left foot, and he's taking the corners from the left in swinging with his right foot. That's not bad, eh?
It's a talent, isn't it? And good quality as well.
Yeah, generally. There was one just towards the end of the first half that was a little bit poor, but because he knows there are so many bodies in there, Doddsy, that he's getting it into that area where he knows it's going to cause mayhem.
You picked it out well. You mentioned it to me off air, and you let look at him taking those corners. The last one that I think about like that was Raymond McKinnon's, just so good with his left foot, right foot, and put it on a sixpence from both sides. And I'm like, fair play to you. But you're right, that's why he hit one bad one. But that's why you always, when they've nearly done the crowded corner every time, and they've always got somebody shifting that front post just in case you underhit it. And the corner's worked, but it's worked once, but it's caused problems within the game and throughout the game so far for Dundee.
Well, the United players are making their way out, and here come the Dundee players as well. Big round of applause around 3/4 of the stadium for the return of the team who have largely dominated the opening 45 minutes. Dundee 1-0 up, 45 minutes away from a place in the last 16 of this season's Scottish Gas Scottish Cup. The draw for the last 16 will be here on Sports Sounds after the conclusion of this match. Will it take just the 45 minutes, or there's more drama or excitement? We're gathering the draw probably around 10:10. We expect to have that for you. Anyway, the action about to get up and running. Billy, Craig and Thomas Duncan.
Thanks, Richard. Oh, United certainly used to having the upper hand in this fixture. They've won more of them, unbeaten in 8, and certainly not with the upper hand in this game, trailing by a goal and second best in that first half. It doesn't look like there's any changes to either side for the second half, so I guess Jim Goodwin will see whether there's any tweak in terms of formation, but I'm sure there will be some sort of change in how they play as United kick off, shooting from right to left as we sit in the main stand towards the away fans, and it bounces in the box. Dundee just took it away in the nick of time. And United starting the second half as Dundee started the first. It's Ferry, shimmies on the left hand side, gives it to Holt. Ferry gets it back, left touchline, good little touch away from Garson, and crashes it off Ingram and behind for a corner. And I feel we've been here before, except it was the dark blue jerseys that were doing this at the start of the first half.
I kind of had a feeling that they would come out quickly, just because downhill, going into their own fans, they're going to have a go, but they're doing the right thing. Just get it forward, win the first flick on, eventually comes wide, they put the cross in, they get a corner.
United corner on this near side, and they too have stacked the 6-yard box. In swinger, comes in from Strain, good goalkeeping. Trevor Carson got a strong punch on that one amidst the bodies. Then in on the left, Ferry curls one, and it's in the end a couple of yards by Carson's right hand post.
I'm not quite sure whether that was a cross or a shot by Ferry. It was kind of in between, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's got quality on that left foot, and he's been an excellent acquisition for United this season. Will Ferry, 5 assists to his name, and that one comfortably wide of Carson's goal, and it is Carson who sends it long, flicked on by Robertson, and Gallagher for United. It's scrappy bodies all around the ball, and Stevenson eventually emerges with it and has to go back towards his own goal. Gives it to Gallagher, who sends it long, controlled well on the chest by Dolby, who takes it down. He's now moving down the right hand side, back to Adeboyega, now on the right. Dundee, and it's run into traffic, and it goes back to Donnelly, who clears, and then it's sent back immediately by United. Now Clark Robertson emerges with it and gives it to Adewumi, who miscontrols, and it's all very loose and scrappy at the start of the second half. Here comes Ferry though down the left hand side. He's going to cross from deep. It's a good one to the back post. Dolby's lurking, and it just is over the big striker, but he gives the gesture to Will Ferry that that's the kind of ball he wants in at that back post.
Yeah, and I think if Strain had made an attempt to get forward just a tad earlier, he might have been arriving at the right time. He was in no man's land. You'd either better been staying back or actually going the whole hog and been in the box, and he would have been coming on to that at the back post.
Better from United in the opening couple of minutes of this second half. They trail by a goal to nil, and they don't want to go out of the Scottish Cup in the first round of asking. That's what they did last season when they entered in the third round as a championship side, went out to Queen of the South of League One at the time on penalties as Cameron comes down the right hand side for Dundee. It's defended well and cleared by United. Astley battles, Dolby slides in, Stevenson can't get on it, Silla emerges but then runs it into Adebayoga. Now it's Strain, right hand side, moving towards the corner of the box, sends the cross in, Donnelly side puts it away, it's not convincing. Shevell's on the edge of the box, gets the strike in, and it is sliced horribly and away miles wide of the goal, and it will be a goal kick to Dundee, who lead 1-0.
A little bit more intent from Dundee United. They get the ball forward quicker and they're running more.
You've seen already though that they're getting players forward because they're just Savells, as we said, but even Lucas Stevenson, when the ball got punted forward, he was up there and then Silla gives it away to break and Savells finally has the shot. But just doing things, it's not a game we want to see with the long ball and the headers and the long throws, but it's effective, so you've got to go on with it.
Murray goes up, loses out to Gallagher, and Dolby chases this. Donnelly wins the race, the Dundee defender, gives it up the line to Robertson. It's only as far as Adebayoga, who immediately returns it with a bit of interest, well controlled by Dolby, and offloads it to Strain, then go back to Adebayoga, who has to go backwards towards his own goal. It wasn't the best pass forward, which Silla wins, and if you're going to go long, you have to at least clear the midfield if you're going to send it long. But now Dundee have it, and then the challenge comes in from Kevin Holt, and it's a good one, and Clark Robertson at the back for Dundee, but it's really breathless stuff. Garza, as I've mentioned a couple of times, I've been really impressed with him. He's slotted into that Dundee midfield since signing really seamlessly as Lyle Cameron dribbles forwards into the United half, plays it down the left hand side of the box. Good football from Dundee. It's Simon Murray, left hand side of the box, Adewumi arriving onto that ball, then Lyle Cameron, it's over the top. It's over the top from Cameron. He's claiming the goalkeeper's got a touch.
The goalkeeper did get a touch, Thomas, for sure.
Now the referee disagrees.
I know, but trust me, he got a finger to it.
Well, it's one of those. There was one of them at Ibrox yesterday, and we were discussing whether, as a goalkeeper, does he want the credit or does he want the goal kick?
He wants the credit and the goal kick.
The one thing I would say, I think he should be hitting target. I know, I don't even know the goalkeeper got a touch. I think it would have probably clipped the bar or gone over, but it was such a good position. Unselfish running from Murray, the cut back misses a couple of bodges and it falls perfectly for him. Thought he was just going to open out the foot, keep it low and probably score, but I think the connection was good, but probably the laces and he leant back was always going to send it over the crossbar.
He usually does score from that type of range, Lyle Cameron. Always making those runs in the box as United get a free kick in the centre circle. Kevin Holtz helped to his feet, former Dundee player of course.
Simon Murray's brilliant at that, uses his body extremely well, and he just managed to nudge Holt off balance.
Savells plays it down the left hand side, but it's far too hard for Will Ferry to control, and it goes out for a Dundee throw-in. The United fans have packed out the stand behind Trevor Carson's goal. Not had as much to shout about as they would have anticipated, but they did come from behind here earlier this month, and they'll be hoping for a similar response from their side. They've not looked like scoring too often. Ross Graham's header over from Shevell's cross in the first half, as close as they've really come, apart from a few chaotic moments when they've sent the ball into the Dundee box. And here come United, headed by Clark Robertson, and it drops in midfield and it breaks for Adewumi, who uses his body. Stevenson with a sliding tackle. Dundee fans are unhappy, but it was a good challenge and the referee was happy with it as Holt plays it forward to Louis Moult. Louis Moult down the left hand side for Will Ferry. Ferry plays it off Ingram and it spins out for a corner kick to United.
There has been a change in United's approach, Billy, in this second half. I do think they're playing with much more aggression and playing forward quicker.
I think you're right in terms of they just have to keep the intensity and the tempo of the game up and the energy, and probably that going down the hill into their own fans has probably given them that edge so far in the second half.
Ryan Strain on this near side, getting ready to take this corner kick in front of the United fans. Strain with the right foot, sends it to the edge of the 6-yard box. Carson comes again, and again he gets a good glove on it and clears his box. Good goalkeeping from Trevor Carson, showing his experience. And it's a throw-in on the far side now to United. And Ross Graham, surprise, surprise, is trotting across to pick the ball up off the cone, which is now how all players have to restart play. No ball boys throwing it to them anymore. As Ross Graham flings it into the box, it goes to the near post. Isn't controlled by a United player, but not cleared either by Dundee. Eventually is, after Stevenson couldn't force anything goalwards, and it's going to trickle out for a throw-in in front of the Dens Park dugouts to United.
I wonder what the entries into the opponent's box looks like. There must be, I don't know, 30 of those throw-ins anyway.
Here's Ferry down the left-hand side for United. Chips one towards the edge of the area, headed by Robertson, and then Cameron flicks it on. One by Chevels, and then Ferry challenges Ingram, and no free kick is given. It's a United throw-in. United trailing Dundee by a goal to nil here at Dens in this Scottish Cup 4th round tie, live on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. And this is a compelling game to end the 4th round. Currently it is going to be Dundee in the draw, as Ross Graham prepares to take another throw-in just beyond his manager's dugout. He goes backwards this time to Gallagher, who's going to send it long. Big switch to the right corner of the box. Header 1-0 by Finn Robertson. Now it's Lucas Stevenson who lets it run out for another throw-in. United looking to respond and get back into this game. Thrown forwards, and the referee unhappy with that being taken too far forward, I think, was it?
Yeah, he told them to get back a bit.
Yeah, so I'll have this throw in again, and here we go. Stevenson returns it and gets it back himself, Lucas Stevenson, but touch. He goes into trouble, and it's cleared by Garza. Quick throw in this time, a flick by Moult, but it doesn't reach its target. Now it's Kevin Holt who goes from distance for the left foot, but it's well off target, and he's been a hero for United numerous times this season, but not that time.
Although they're playing with a better intensity and playing with an edge now, Dundee United, they've got a couple of times. There was one, Craig, where it came to Lucas Stevenson just at the edge of the box, and I thought, go on, just make sure, you said it, Thomas, make sure it's beyond people so they're having to turn and maybe get headers on the way back, but he's just duffed it right to a Dundee player. And then there was another one just after that, go on, get it beyond, and he clipped a diagonal and it was straight to the Dundee player. It's got to be better quality if they're going forward.
Flicked in behind Dalby will chase this, but Clark Robertson wins the race and goes back to Trevor Carson, who goes long. Adewumi goes up, and the flag is up against him for offside or a shove, or
I think it was offside.
Yeah, I think it was offside, yeah. And the linesman's flag on this near side goes up. Adewumi goals in his last two against Rangers and Celtic. And here come United's free kick short. It is Chevels. Goes into the centre circle, controlled by Gallagher. Square for Graham, still in his own half. Passes it across the halfway line to Chevels. And backwards to Graham. Graham looks up, assesses the forward options, and slides it down the left-hand side to Will Ferry, who touches it in front of himself and then sends an early cross in. Lumo connects with a header, and probably should have hit the target. It's well wide.
Yep. For me, that would be the game plan all day long. Just get the ball in the wider areas and throw it in the box, because the two strikers, Dalby and Moult, have got that awareness to be able to lose their markers and find the space. And if the United continue to throw the balls into the box like that, with the quality that one went in with, they will score for sure.
I must tot up in my notes how many times I've written down the word header by the end of it.
Even the quality is header now. I don't think you're going to see a brilliant goal. That would have been good because it was 2 or 3 passes fed wide and really good cross from fed into the box. But you think if there's going to be an equaliser or Dundee getting another goal, it's not going to be a thing of beauty. It's just going to put it in there, and maybe a second ball getting forced home, maybe a cross coming in there where the guy gets free and bullets in a header. But that's it. But that's the way the game's panned out tonight.
We're on 57 minutes and it's still Dundee 1, Dundee United 0. Simon Murray's goal in the opening minute, the difference, as Ross Graham tries to deal with a ball on the side of his box. He's under pressure from Murray, who else? He does actually quite well to turn away and lash it forward. Looked like he was going to have to concede a corner at one point there. Cheville's in midfield, jinking back towards his own goal, and finds Gallagher in space at the edge of his own box. Forward pass for Adebayoga, takes it over the halfway line, underhit ball, picked off by Finn Robertson, and it's cleared down the pitch.
His evening's not getting any better.
No, he's been a tremendous signing, Emmanuel Adebayoga. A couple of goals on loan from Norwich, looked really good, but this
just
has not
one
been
of those nights.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's not been one of his better performances, and so far, and we're over 9,000 at Dens this evening, 9,200, just over that. Healthy crowds. As it's flicked forward, and Adewumi will chase this, and Graham just gets there first, and as he played it off Adewumi, he has, and it's a United throw-in down on that far side, but Adewumi, he's got blistering pace, just
rapid.
Yeah, just he closes this space so quickly, and Ross Graham a couple of times had to just frantically get rid of it when he probably thought he had time when it initially breaks through to him. United throw-in in their own territory, flung up the line, headed forward by Garza, and then Holt sends it forward into the Dundee half, breaks in midfield, Strain goes across, sliding challenge from Cameron, and Garza back to Clark Robertson, lays it off to Aaron Donnelly up the left hand side for Dundee, not much room, and it's a little back heel flick from Finn Robertson, and it ends in a Dundee United throw-in over on the far side, and it's thrown back to Adebayoga. Dundee United a lot of possession in this second half. Can they create more chances and try and find an equaliser in this Scottish Cup tie? It may not be of the highest quality in terms of the football so far, but it is utterly compelling. Still the one goal in it as Stevenson tries to gather on the right hand side. He doesn't manage it, but it breaks for Dalby. United have it. Good play on the corner of the box, and then it comes in. Kevin Holt, edge of the area, shot block, and then it comes to the back post, crossed in, touch, spin. Here's a chance for Holt, sliding challenge, blocked for Ashley, brilliant defended, superb defended from Ashley, put his body on the line, blocks the shot, and the chance is snuffed out.
Yeah, that's a sustained period of pressure from Dundee United there, but you've got to credit the back line of Dundee with must have about 3 or 4 blocks there, attempted shots by the Dundee United players.
Yeah, I mean, did briefly lose sight of it there as the Dundee fans in front of us rose to their feet in this main stand, peering through bodies, as Jack Walton and Trevor Carson have had to do on multiple occasions in their box tonight, and it's going to be another one of those as Ross Graham throws it into the box, headed away by Simon Murray, who's been back doing his defensive duties in there, sent back in by Strain, but it's too close to Carson, and it remains Dundee 1, United 0.
Can I say that there have been that many throw-ins that Ross Graham looks as if his arms are tiring?
Yeah, he's got cramp in his arms.
It only went about 20 yards there rather than his usual 40.
I'm sure he does the reps on the bench in the gym to prepare for these occasions. And as Holt gives it to Will Ferry, halfway line left hand side for United. They need to find some answers here. They've had such a good season, they've not often been in positions like this. It's back to Gallagher.
As long as it stays 1-0, there's the late rally that they seem to have been able to manage to do in some other matches might come.
Yeah, absolutely. Sent in from deep to the back post, strains round the back, but he can't turn it into the box on the volley. It was a difficult one, and it goes behind for a Dundee goal kick.
But it's a good ball, you know. It's another long one. It's not fancy, but it's a really good diagonal from one wing back to the other with Ferry hitting it. Strain's there, it just needs that quality at the end of it. He just got it all wrong. And
he just needs to put it across the face of the goal, and then he's done his job, hasn't he?
Nothing wrong with that though in this type of game. As I said to you, that's the one thing I've noticed though when United have the ball. Dundee are just off it. They ain't going after it, Craig. They're just going, okay, we're in a shape, what are you going to do?
Dundee leading and on course for the next round. 1910, their only Scottish Cup triumph. 115-year drought they're looking to end this season. The longest drought by far of Scotland's big clubs in this competition, of those who've won it. how they would love to go on a run. Got to the quarters a couple of seasons ago, beaten by Rangers 3-0 here, and they'll be hoping if they can hold on and get a good home draw in the next round. But United still alive in this game, just one goal behind as they come forward. Dolby on the right hand side of the box. Can he jink between two dark blue jerseys? He can, he's still going, and then Dundee clear, and then Holt puts it side foot up in the air, and it's out for a throw in as Adebayoga couldn't gather. It was a poor pass, and it looks like Tony Docherty is going to make a change. Seb Palmer Holden is being readied in the dugouts, so Tony Docherty perhaps just maybe looking to obviously inject a bit of energy, because they've been comfortable relatively in terms of the chances they've given up in the second half, but he would maybe like to see them a bit more in the forward areas as they were in the first half.
Yeah, I would agree with you, but they still look pretty comfortable, don't they, that they're not going to lose a goal. Maybe just a bit of energy again. I don't know if he'll take off Murray or he'll go to two up front, but certainly going to make that substitution. Seb Palmer Holden, he's a big striker who likes to run in behind.
Yeah, apologies if you picked up any bad language over the mics. As you can imagine, Derby Day, emotions running high in the main stand at Dens.
It's not Billy's fault, he didn't mean it.
And it's going to be a Dundee free kick.
Some of the play tonight, I felt it.
Centre of the pitch. And it's a chance for Dundee to put the ball in the box. Palmer Holden is ready to come on. I think Glenn Middleton's going to come on for United as well. And those changes not being made quite yet, as Dundee prepare to take a free kick, and it's sent towards the back of the box. Clark Robertson goes up, loses out though. Lyle Cameron picks up the seconds. He's coming towards this near touchline under pressure from Ferry, who has fouled him, and that's a cheap free kick for the United wing back to give away, because Cameron was going nowhere, and now Dundee have the chance right on this near touchline, not too far from the box, to whip in a dangerous ball.
He's a good player, Cameron, isn't he? Yeah, he's improved every time I see him. And, I mean, he's not got sort of great stature, but he's a very good football player.
Yeah, out of contract in the summer, linked with a move to Rangers, rumoured to be interested. So I'm sure Dundee, I hope he will stay at least till the summer, as Finn Robertson prepares to take this free kick. But we're going to have the Dundee change before that. Adewumi is coming off, so there will be no goal for the third game running for Oluwaseun Adewumi, but the Dundee fans get to their feet to applaud his efforts this evening as the Dundee forward goes off to be replaced by Seb Palmer Holden, who has come up with his fair share of moments for Dundee this season as well. So another asset for Tony Docherty to bring on at the stage as Dundee prepare to take a free kick a yard in from the right touchline, about 26-27 yards from the goal line. It's whipped in at the near post, a dangerous one, although it's dealt with at the near post by Holy Molt, I think, or Chevels actually, who was over there at the near post, was able to get the header in for United, but it will be another throw for Dundee. And just a bit of a lull in this game. Dundee just the one clean sheet in the Premiership this season, a further two in the League Cup group stage against lower league opposition. So there will be a few nerves among the home fans as this game goes on, but it is the dark blue half of Dundee who are in the ascendancy, a goal up. We've played 21 minutes of the second half. Long throw comes in from Ashley on this near side, flicked away by United. It's bouncing in the middle of the pitch, no one can get a foot on it. Played forward and Ashley goes up, won by Chevels forward. Now United in a promising position, good control and touch from Ferry, but then Dundee get back in position and deal with it. Now Cameron brings it under the spell in the middle of the pitch. He's driving through the heart of the midfield, but his pass is cut out by Adebayoga, but it's picked up by Finn Robertson. Now Dundee going down the left hand side. Can they work space for a cross? United recover, play it up the line. Lucas Stevenson collects, Lucas Stevenson lashes it forward. Dolby is unable to control, and Donnelly gets back in and puts it back into the night sky, and then it bounces, and Adebayoga does likewise. And Clark Robertson goes up, he's appealing for a foul, looks at the referee who is unmoved. Dundee keep playing. Cameron passes it back into his own half, and then the ball up the line clatters think Lucas Stevenson perhaps right in the face, but it will be a Dundee throw just over the halfway line over on the far side, and Glenn Middleton is now fully stripped and ready to come on for Dundee United as they seek an equaliser in this game.
Oh, that sums it up, doesn't it? Dundee try to ping a ball forward. I think it might have been Ryan Strain, and he's only 5 yards away from the ball, and it hits him right in the coupon. I mean, it's been so untidy, this game. It's scary. Yes, you know, you're right though. It's compelling because it's still gripping you, because you're looking at Dundee United kind of do something.
And here's Moult driving forward, spins, and he can't find a pass to Ferry. It's good defending from Ethan Ingram, who gets back in, and then it's forward for Dundee. Seb Palmer-Howard chases it. Gallagher back to his goalkeeper Walton, who clears with the left foot, flicked on as Sheffields fell backwards. Now Ingram goes off and wins a header. Cameron under pressure goes down, and Holt is screaming at the referee. Ingram lies flat on his face on the turf, and apologies again if he picked up any foul language, as the home fans made their emotions heard about that decision or that foul. But it's going to be a Dundee free kick.
Craig, what is happening here?
I think Trafanowski is going to join Middleton and coming onto the pitch for United, and Dundee are going to have this free kick, and Rory Payton as well lurking in the dugout, on the dugout, going to make his United debut. Cameron slides the free kick down the right hand side of the box. Murray's come across unmarked, right hand side, corner in, across, and it's not dealt with. Falls in the box, still going. Ingram lets it run across his body, and United get a challenge in. And again, brilliant defending there from Will Ferry, who plays it forward, and then Louis Moult drags it in front of himself. Silla comes across to block him. Moult jinks between two and then is felled by Ethan Ingram. And then the first yellow card, I believe, of the evening is flashed to Ethan Ingram for that cynical foul. United have a free kick, and did Matthew McDermott also, did he flash a second yellow there? Was that for
Lyle Cameron's tackle, the late tackle, and
right, okay.
United were breaking forward.
Thanks for keeping me right, Billy. I was just
I'm trying to keep up with it. It's like Keystone Cops. Oh.
Yeah.
There's no flow to the game whatsoever. If somebody does look as if they're going to show a bit of quality, he's wiped out.
I think United have upped their energy levels in the second half, and they're making it much more competitive. And the game could go either way, couldn't it?
Yeah, but they've upped their energy levels, but I don't think they've upped their quality levels.
No, the quality's come down, but they have upped their energy levels.
Triple substitution coming here for Dundee United. Louis Moult is going to make way. His evening is done. Frustrating one for him. Only really that one chance with a header that he probably should have hit the target with. Put it well wide from Ferry's cross. He goes off and is replaced, and Middleton is on, and Ryan Strain is also going to come off, as is Emmanuel Adebayoga for Christian Trafanowski. So Jim Goodwin with a triple change to try and get his side back into this game. They trail by a goal to nil.
That's a high line, Dodgy. I don't know what you think, but there's a lot of space in behind it.
Goalkeepers like that, don't they? They like to clear them out so they can get a run and come and take it without bodies firing into them.
Will Ferry, 10 yards in from the left touchline, going to swing this free kick in, hoists it to the back post. United get numbers there, comes back, bounces. United appeals for a penalty. They're screaming at the referee. It's not given. Rory Payton, I think, that went down. That would have been some impact if he could win the penalty seconds in to his United debut, but I think it's a howl of frustration from the away end, pleading for anything, and we'll see. It will be checked in the background. United at least putting a dangerous ball into the box. Will Ferry showing his quality, just put it into a dangerous area, and that could have ended up anywhere really. And now Ferry is going to turn from boot to hand as he lines up the throw-in, flings it into the Dundee box, won by a dark blue head, and then it's slashed away by Lyle Cameron. And we're into the final 18 minutes of the 90 at Dens Park. No one is, bounces in the box. United putting some pressure on, bounces, and Finn Robertson clears, United trying to send it forward again through Stevenson, clatters off a player. Silla's challenge breaks for a tangerine jersey, and then Silla slides in, but the referee stopped play, and he is a United player rolling on the deck. Is it Kevin Holt, I think, who's in a bit of discomfort, but boy, this is breathless.
I honestly can't remember 3 passes being put together by either of the sides in the second half.
You're hoping that Middleton, Payton and Trapanovsky can bring that a bit of quality. It's attacking substitutions. Jim Goodwin knows his team look as if they're going out the cup. They have to do something, but not shown enough all night, to be quite honest.
No, I agree with that.
It remains Dundee 1, Dundee United 0. Scottish Cup 4th round live on Sportsound on BBC Radio Scotland. Simon Murray's goal in the opening minute. Header from Finn Robertson's corner separates these closest of rivals on Tannadice Street as United get ready to take this free kick. Fairly central. Floated in by Ferry to the back post. Header from Clark Robertson, I think, over his own goal. And it's a corner to United.
Is he given offside?
Yeah, he has. The referee signal for offside. There was also a yellow card flashed before that free kick. Was it Silla? Yeah, I didn't know if it was Silla or Robertson that it was flashed in the direction of. But Silla into the referee's boot. So 3 Dundee players now yellow carded. But no one, or I should say only Celtic have scored more goals from the 76th minute onwards in the Premiership this season than Dundee United. They've scored 15. Hugely positive goal difference when it comes to the closing stages of games. Can they turn up in the final quarter once more? They need to, or they're heading out the Scottish Cup. There's a tussle for possession in the United half, and Murray battling for it, as he always does for Dundee. Holt's there and clears. Breaks for Ferry on the left-hand side. Tries to play it down to Trapanovsky, but it falls for Dundee, and Cameron sends it forward. Graham with a loose touch, and it falls for Garza. Right-hand side, sends in an early delivery, but it came off the outside of his boot really and skewed behind for a United goal kick. Dundee 1, United 0.
Yeah, just didn't quite manage to get his foot wrapped around that one.
Yeah, you can see what he was trying to do, just ping it in with a bit of pace, but he's just came off the wrong part of his boot. Cesar Garza, and it goes behind. Jack Walton back pedals as the tension rises around Deads Park. Still just a single goal in it. Silla wins the header in midfield. He's gone to ground. Play on. Silla then gets to his feet and plays it forward. It's cannoning off bodies left, right and centre, and now it's Ferry on the left hand side. Low ball, not his best. Astley stoops the head away. Murray drops in to collect, then he's tackled by Chevelge, and it's turning over at a rate of knots. I wouldn't like to see the stats in terms of possession given away by these players that in this game, as Cameron plays it up the right hand side to Simon Murray, tries to jink away from Ross Graham. Really good strong challenger on Graham though. Trapanovsky to Ferry, left hand side, right on the touchline, good inside ball for Trapanovsky, left hand side of the area, flicks it in, first time shot straight at Trevor Carson, and it was Kevin Holt who made the late run into the box. Comfortable though for the Dundee goalkeeper.
Yeah, I said at half time I hadn't seen a game with so many headers. I don't think I've seen a game with so many turnovers either. I mean, neither of the teams are managing to string any sort of reasonable periods of possession together.
You're not getting any argument from me, Craig, but on that occasion it was 2 decent passes from Ferry to Trapanovsky, and the ball in finds Holt, and the volley nearly ends up in the net just by 2 good passes. A good volley, but it was well taken by Carson.
United trailing by a goal to 0. It's at the back. It looks like they've gone to a back 4 with those triple changes I should say, from Jim Goodwin, and here's one of those changes. Trapanovsky, first time cushion pass to Ferry, who's going to cross some deep again. It's poor, too low. Dundee head it to Cameron, who's midway through his own half, tries to find Murray, does find Murray, who then wins a free kick from Ross Graham. Superb from Simon Murray, the goal scorer, to win his team a free kick.
He's been a thorn in Dundee United's side most of the evening, hasn't he? I mean, he hasn't had very many opportunities, but his running power and putting people under pressure, stretching the game, things that he's get by in free kicks, you know, things that good strikers just do as part of their game.
holding it up when they have to, because they've not been under the cosh, but United have had plenty in the Dundee half, and when they eventually get it up front to Murray, he bought the foul. It was good experienced play.
Cameron with a free kick. It's not a great one, as Stevenson, now playing right back, heads it away and then he goes down. Manages to get it up the line to Middleton, though. He's going to take it on a run. Middleton drives forward. He's got Donnelly in front of him. Gets to the right corner of the box. He's into the area. Middleton cuts it back. Brilliant cut back. Chance for Payton. What a block that is. Superb. It's Ingram who just stuck out the boot to turn it over his own crossbar, because that looked like it was heading for the back of the net.
That's a goal. He's on the line. The goalkeeper's beaten, but they take their time to get it down the right hand side. Payton takes a touch, shows composure, which not a lot of players have done tonight. Hits the strike on target, and Ethan Ingram gets it up and over the crossbar from practically on the line. Brilliant block.
Middleton's directness was good as well, the willingness to take people on.
Ferry's corner, Gallagher's header, tipped over by Carson. United ramping up the pressure, and Gallagher thinks he should have scored.
That was a good chance. I mean, either side of the goalkeeper, and I think it's a goal. I mean, it just directed almost straight at him. But the pressure's building from Dundee United.
And Dundee haven't kept a clean sheet against a top flight, or only one clean sheet against a top flight side this season. That was Motherwell. They're going to need to again. Here it's swung in by Ferry, up into the air, and Carson collects it in the 6-yard box, and he does what goalkeepers always do, is just eat up a few seconds on the ground.
Yep, he'll buy some time here for sure.
Gallagher trots back into position, because I think he knows that was a brilliant chance, put right on his head, leapt up, did everything right really, but the goalkeeper has made a good save. And Trevor Carson is back on his feet now, and he's got the ball in his hand, and he sends it long. Dundee still a goal to the good, headed forward by Graham, bounces as it's missed by two players. Silla up into the air, Garza goes down, and the free kick is given to Cesar Garza. Matthew McDermott, and Dundee will cherish every one of these free kicks that they get at this stage of the game.
I thought it was fascinating, the challenge between Cameron and Holt.
I don't know if I saw it yet. You'll need to elaborate, Craig.
Both went for the ball. I mean, Holt didn't need to jump actually. Cameron's a complete mismatch.
I see what you mean. Carson takes a free kick from his own half, sends it towards the left corner of the box. Header won by Dundee, but United flick it forwards. Garza's in there, bouncing and awkwardly, and Garza sends it forward. Ross Graham comes across to this near side. He's going to send this long. He lines it up and he lets it go for the throw-in. And Simon Murray's blocking his quick exit, so Dundee are going to be able to squeeze up here a bit. We're into the final 9.5 minutes of the 90 at Dens. Still Dundee 1, United 0 in this derby match in the Scottish Cup 4th round, live on Sportsound. And Payton tries to get on the end of that, but Dundee work it back to their goalkeeper Trevor Carson, who hoists it into the air. It drops on the halfway line, bounces, Chevels forward, back to Holt, who finds Payton, brings it down well. Right hand side pass for Middleton, who's in the box, right hand side, then cut back, brilliant for Payton, blocked. Then Dundee put a sliding challenge in, Clark Robertson forced away and cleared. And Dundee under pressure. United starting to get a bit of joy. Middleton's had a couple of bright moments to set up chances. United throw on the far side.
Yes, the wide areas are crucial now, because Dundee have got full-backs and wingers, and they're 2v1 there against Dundee United have got wingers and full-backs, and they're 2v1 against Dundee, and they're getting in behind them and now getting quality areas, but quality coming in the box as well.
Throw-in on the far side for United. Can they bring themselves level? They've played 36 of the 45 in the second half. Flung in, flicked on, and the header away from Donnelly, only as far as the edge of the area, and a brilliant strike from Will Ferry, I think, who lashed it with a left foot. Comfortable enough for Carson, it was more or less straight at him, but he hit it with some venom.
Yeah, he caught it really sweet, didn't he?
And it's a United corner on this near side. Will Ferry hooks it in with a left foot, edge of the 6-yard box. Dundee header, and now there's chance for them to break here. Finn Robertson striding away, forgets to bring the ball with him there. Two orange jerseys around him, tries to go between them, goes down, doesn't get the free kick, and now United try and move up the park through Middleton. Not a good pass as he looked to switch it to the other side, and Ferry back to Carson, and then Carson leathers it long. There's barely a moment to pause in this game. Garza has it in the middle of the pitch. Now Silla to Cameron. Dundee managed to string a few passes together. Cameron gets the return just over the halfway line. Back to Donnelly, who's then sclaffed it with a left foot straight into touch. United throw-in. Deary me.
You can feel the pressure coming from Dundee United, can't you? And I'm just wondering if these sort of late victories in recent matches will spur them on in this last sort of 10 or 15 minutes.
It's going to be a United change and a Dundee change as well. Ilmari Samuels is going to come on for his Dundee debut. The left wing back can play centre half as well. He signed from Brighton this month. He is on, and United making a change. Van der Sande who's coming on, and Ross Graham makes way. So centre half for an attacker, although Jörg van der Sande yet to score for United since his summer move. And it was Cesar Garza who went off for Dundee. Another brilliant performance from him. Getting stuck in the middle of the pitch. Looked composed at times as well, as much as you can say anyone's looked composed in this game, which has been oh so frantic. Thrown down the right hand side of the Dundee box. United to get it back. Stevenson lashes it into the air. Trafanovski's under it, but so is Astley, who wins the header. Bounces in front of Ferry. Birrells round and it hits off him and breaks for Holt in the centre circle. Kevin Holt back at centre half now, having started the game in midfield. Pinged into the Dundee box. Then Ingram doesn't deal with it. First time strike from Dalby. Again, it's comfortable enough for Carson, but the chances are still coming for United.
And again, going back to how we spoke at half time about the direct approach, and that's exactly what Dundee United are doing now. They're just getting the ball forward really quickly. Carson
sends it into the United half. It's flicked over towards the far side. Gallagher and Stevenson play a 1-2, then it's back to Walton. Walton goes long. Dundee United's need is urgent. As it stands, are heading out of the Scottish Cup at the hands of their nearest rivals. Clark Robertson plays that out for a Dundee United throw-in over on the far side next to the box.
Direct again, goalkeeper launch, flicked on, runner, and then Clark Robertson has to boot it for a throw-in, and you know what's coming here.
Final 5 minutes.
Although Graham's off, but they'll still find a way. I think Strain is it who's going to launch it now.
It's flung into the box, near post, Dundee header, and then it bounces for Samuels, who gets his first touch, and he can't regather, and United win it and go back to Jack Walton, who's well outside of his box, pushes it in front of himself with the right foot. We're into the final 5 minutes of the 90 at Dens Park. Dundee leading by a 1-0. Astley's header away. Stevenson heads it up into the air, and it's bouncing horribly and then drops for Van der Sande, who lashes it on target, but the referee's whistle had gone for a Dundee free kick.
You can feel the tension building a little bit in the stadium, can't you? The Dundee supporters have got that lead, but United are just turning the screw.
And the Dundee fans start singing. Some of them in front of us get to their feet because they're inching towards a first derby win since 2017. First in 9 attempts against United, and all the more sweeter it would mean a place in the last 16 of the Scottish Cup at the expense of their rivals. But they still have work to do. 4 minutes of the 90 left, plus whatever is added. Carson boots it forward, won by Gallagher, drops in the middle of the pitch. Dalby, his pass hits Silla, who's back facing his own goal, tries to drive away from Van der Sande, who does well to win it back. Gives it to Chevels, but the pass forward isn't good. Ilmari Samuels takes it to the touchline and then plays it up the line, and United are forced to turn and go back to their goalkeeper Jack Walton, and they need to be up the other end, and Walton goes long, but it's not a good kick, but Stevenson makes the most of it with a good flick on. Then it drops for Dalby to flick forward. Donnelly meets it, and it's out for a United throw-in. And how many times have I said that this evening? Over on the far side, and Stevenson leaves it for Declan Gallagher, who's going to come across and try and throw this into the box. He uses that strip to dry the ball, and he goes short this time to Stevenson, who was in space, controls it, then rolls it with the studs, sends it into the box. There's bodies in there. Trapanovski at the back post controls it, lays it back. Ferry flicked on, Silla gets the header, then Ingram goes up, flicks it away to the edge of the box, bouncing about, strike, and again it's comfortable for Carson. And again it was Kevin Holt with a chance for a centre half stroke deep line midfielder. He doesn't have to get on the end of a lot of chances in and around the box.
It's frantic, isn't it? Like throwing the ball in. At that time they don't take it from deep, they throw and they just throw it short, they cross it, then it comes to this left hand side. Ferry helps it out, it's headed to the edge of the box. Holt gets a strike in, but who's never beaten Carson.
Brilliant sliding challenge from Lyle Cameron to cut out Ferry's ball down the line. It's a United throw in. Craig Levine.
Yeah, I think Dundee are almost done as an attacking force, aren't they? I mean, they're just intent on defending the last third.
Well, if they can keep a second clean sheet against that Premiership side this season, they're in the next round of the Cup. It's as simple as that. Will Ferry drives the ball with a tangerine jersey, flings it in. Van der Sande flicks up into the air. It drops for Dundee. I think we're going to have 5 added minutes at the end of this game. We've got a minute and a half of the 90 left though. Stevenson tries to drive down the right hand side. It comes off Samuels and then back off Stevenson, and it is a Dundee throw in. And Dundee are just celebrating every free kick, every throw in, every chance they get to break up United's momentum.
Yeah, it's one of those, as Craig is saying, it's as if, right, you're going to have to try and break us down now. We're accepting that we're not going to get forward. We might boot it clear and get a breakaway, but right now it's up to you to score against us.
Thrown up the line, flick on by Dundee, played infield, breaks on the left hand side, and Samuels is going down the touchline and he plays it in. Here's a chance here for Simon Murray to win it. Brilliant last ditch challenge, and then Walton dives on the loose ball. Oh, that was the chance. Dundee could have killed it.
I don't know if he just took a bad touch. I mean, normally we just take a secure touch and then hit it.
I'm thinking just go and stride on and hit it, but you seem to dwell on it. Craig's 10 yards out, just smash it in the net.
And will that cost Dundee as it's sent in to the back post? It drops off target. It was Middleton with a cross which sails behind, and we're into the 90th minute, and it remains Dundee 1, Dundee United 0.
How many times have you seen, Simon Murray in those situations and the ball invariably ends up in the back of the net?
Yeah, I'm not sure why he chose to want to take a touch here. There's hardly a chance all second half. I mean, the glorious thing that comes to coming across you, just open the foot and get a shot at goal, probably goes in, but try to take a touch and he's 12, 13 yards out.
We're into 5 minutes of added time. 5 minutes for Dundee to see out. 5 for United to try and force extra time. Gallagher heads it forward to Ferry on halfway, who just boots it up towards the edge of the Dundee box. They just need anything to break their way. Van der Sande tries to take it down. He does take it down. He's done really well. It's played by Chevels to Trapanovski on this left-hand side. Trapanovski for Ferry on the overlap. Ferry's cross to the back post. It's over. Middleton controls it. Backside of the box. Shot blocked. And it's out for a throw-in on the far side. Nerve shredding end to this game at Dens.
There's not been a lot of quality, but it's been an exciting match.
Edge of your seat stuff in the Scottish Cup. That's why we love it. Two good teams going at it, and it is Dundee who hold a slender advantage in stoppage time. We've played one of the 5 minutes. United are going to shell in another long throw. Can Dundee defend their box? They've managed so far. Here it comes, it's in, up into the air. Holt's underneath it, but again it's one. Palmer Holden manages to clear, goes back to Walton, the United keeper. He sends it long into the box. It bounces over everyone. Ingram comes out to this near side. Trapanovski has it though. Trapanovski next to the corner flag. Jinks tries to get it on the left foot, then onto the right corner of the box, goes for goal. Brilliant, it's come off the woodwork, then the rebound, and Carson tips it over. Oh my goodness, United can't believe it. Hands on head, so close. What a strike from Trapanovski, and then Carson tips the rebound over the bar. Oh, it's astonishing stuff at the end here.
Well, there've been no quality in this game, but my word, that have been out of this world. The way he picks up, goes at his man, then curls, an absolute beauty. You think it's in the far top corner, the Sportsy stamp, and it crashes off the post, and United unlucky.
Oh, it's a shocking corner from Ferry, but it's poorly cleared. Middleton on the edge of the area. gives it out to this near side, sliding challenge from Samuels, breaks though for Ferry, keeps it in. Ferry on the byline, wonderful turn, good strength from Samuels, who goes down and gets the free kick, which is celebrated like a goal at Dens Park. Brilliant work from Imari Samuels to win a priceless free kick as Dundee's lead remains intact. We've played 2.5 of the 5 added. Dundee 1, United 0.
Yeah, Ferry should have got the ball in the box there. They had loads of bodies in the middle of that 6-yard box. But good defending, actually. Managed to frustrate him and plays the ball out for a goal kick.
The home fans are on their feet, some of them urging their team on. So close to a first derby win in 9, and more importantly, the last 16 of the Scottish Cup, having gone out in the 4th round last year at Kilmarnock. A chance for progression and another box tick for Tony Docherty and the wonderful job he's doing at Dens Park. United still with a chance though. We've played 3 of the 5 added. It's Simon Murray goes up for a header, won by Gallagher. Van der Sande battles for it on the halfway, comes up to the Dundee defence, flicked on by Silla though. Now it drops for Cameron, who just tried to send it into the corner, but he's miscued it and it bounces in front of Tony Docherty in the dugout, and it will be a Dundee United throw-in. It is breathless. Back to Walton. Right-footed, long pass. Stevenson wins the header. Donnelly's going to get this in the corner of the box, slides in and clears out on the far side. Dundee had late heartbreak against Celtic here last midweek. Can they close out a win against their rivals? Another throw-in is going to be emptied into the Dundee box. It is Gallagher, and we are into the final minute of the 5 added. Gallagher flings it in, flicked on, and it drops to the edge of the box. Strike comes in deflected, and it's just past Carson's post. And the United fans thought for a moment that was sneaking in, but it goes by the post.
I think it was Middleton.
Yeah, it was.
Dundee breathe a sigh of relief.
It's agonising for Dundee United. They've forced the game in the last 20 minutes. That one piece of brilliance from Kapanovsky, and then last gasp, Middleton there. Carson looked to his left, think he's beaten, but goes wide of the post, and Dundee look as if they've done enough, Craig.
Yeah, and United have left it too late, I think. Well, you know, they started to turn the screw a little bit, maybe about 20 minutes to go.
Carson sends it as long as he possibly can. Gallagher wins the header ahead of Palmer Holden. Flicked into midfield, brilliant touch from Cameron. Gives it now to Robertson, that's fantastic from Ben Robertson. Edge of the box, strike with the left foot, and Walton has to tip it round the post. And Dundee have a corner, and we're not going to have time for the corner. Dundee have done it! Dundee have defeated their rivals, Dundee United, to progress into the 5th round of the Scottish Cup. It is a first derby win in 9 attempts. The first time they've beaten United in 8 years. And it is oh so sweet, because the man who won it for them, a Dundee fan, their talisman Simon Murray, with a header in the first minute from a corner. And the celebrations are wild here at Dens Park. The players are hugging each other, the replacements are on, the fans are on their feet. The away end is draining fast as Dundee avenge their defeat in the Premiership a mere 2.5 weeks ago with a sweet Scottish Cup victory, courtesy of Simon Murray's goal. After a dominant first half display, United did come back, they created chances, they worked Carson, but not enough. A lot of the attempts were more or less straight at him until Trapanovsky cracked the post in stoppage time with a wonderful effort, and then Carson tipped the follow-up header over, and that was about as good as United got. Their players go to the away end to applaud the fans. It's still a good season for them in the league, and they'll get back to that business, but it is another early Scottish Cup exit for United, and disappointment for Jim Goodwin up the other end of the pitch. It's pure elation for Dundee. Trevor Carson punches the air. They go across to the far side to start their lap of honour. A brilliant night for Dundee Football Club. They have triumphed against their rivals in the Scottish Cup to progress to the last 16. Full time after a classic tie at Dens. Dundee 1, Dundee United 0.